Up the raw, doon the raw, up the raw, lass every day. Shap no colour, my money henny, thou bangs the mother, me canny band. Black as a crown, no my money henny, thou bangs the mother, no my canny band. When I first got to know Erne here in Milngavie, one thing we discovered very soon we had in common was that we were both asylum seekers from the northeast of England, even though he was from the wrong side of the River Tyne. So when he asked if I would like to get involved in Up the Row, I asked him what it was. Well, it's something I wrote for the Healys, he said. We toured it in Mull and Fife. Actually, it's a foot-stomping, awe-inspiring story of the lives of Durham miners told through music, song, theatre and visual projection, he said, in his usual self-effacing kind of way. Well, I jumped at the chance to get back in touch with songs and music from my past. We toured it across Strathclyde as part of the Arts for Autumn programme a couple of years ago. And last year we did it again in Mugdock. Now, on each of these occasions, it's been rewritten, reworked for different casts and for different audiences. And so tonight we've done the same thing again. We've reworked it. It's down, you'll be pleased to know, from an hour and a half to about 15 minutes or so. We hope that what it might do is give you a flavour of a production that Erne thoroughly enjoyed performing, wherever and whenever he could conjure up an audience and a venue. So, it's a story set in the middle of the 19th century in a small Durham mining village, where me and the lads here, and the lassies too, there's Mary Lou on the big fiddle, lives at number 7 up there. Well, all we're doing is struggling to feed our families. Do the best we can to bring up our bairns up the row. That's like up the street that we live in. Up the raw, doon the raw, up the raw, lass every day. For shopping a colour, my bonny henny, they bangs the mother, me canny bairn. Black as a crow, my bonny henny, the bangers of the mother, my canny bairn. There's a clacanda, my bonny henny, there's double japanded, my canny bairn. Up the raw, doon the raw, up the raw, lass every day. Shopping a colour, my bonny henny, they bangs the mother, me canny bairn. Up the raw, lass every day. Shopping a colour, my bonny henny, the bangs the mother, my canny bairn. Fresh I come frae Sandgate Street, Dolly, Dolly, my best friend's there to meet. Dolly, ah, Dolly, the Dillondal, Dolly, 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 the Dillondal, Dolly, ah. Dolly Coxon's pawned the shirt, Dolly, Dolly, right upon the baggage cart, Dolly, ah, Dolly, the Dillondal, Dolly, 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 the Dillondal, Dolly, ah. Dance to your daddy, my bonny laddie, dance to your daddy, my bonny lad. Dance to your daddy, my bonny laddie, dance to your daddy, my bonny lad. Aye, we were happy enough in our hooses, with our families and our bairns. Down the pit was a very different story. Conditions were atrocious. In 1841, there was a Royal Commission on Child and Women Labour, and it reported on conditions in the mines.
Men, women and children crawling on their hands and knees in the bowels of the earth, living like beasts.
Teenage girls struggling on all fours, harnessed to a wagon of coal. Young lads pushing tubs 4 times their weight. Men, women, boys and girls all working together half naked.
We were kept at starvation level by the mine owners. People like the Marquis of Londonderry, who owned most of the Durham coalfields. Now, he was a hard and a ruthless man.
Ruthless? Ruthless! I give these peasants employment. They would have no work at all without me. But all I ever hear are complaints from these miserable people.
Miserable? Miserable? Well, miserable. They've no idea what it's like to work down in a mine, huh? You tell them, bonny lad, tell them what it's like to work down the pit.
I'm up in the morning and out afore dawn, with my moleskin breeks and my pit boots on, the sleep in me eyes from the night just gone. I'm a fine lad, a canny lad of mine.
He's a fine lad, a canny lad of mine.
There's dust in me eyes and me nose and me head, and I sweat and I strive and I brain for air. I've corns in my hands and my knees rub bare. I'm a fine lad, a canny lad of mine.
He's a fine lad, a canny lad of mine. The collier lad is a canny lad, always of good cheer, and he knows how to walk and he knows how to shock and he knows how to suck good beer.
Waits doing the shaft on a Monday morn. The Cavill is the best. In a busty scene with Thompson's team and the flat full of 14th West. While the face is 105 yards long, when Wells is in yuck to yuck. And while crawling along the scuffins, lad, keep doing or you're gonna get stuck.
Oh, the collier lad is a canny lad, and he's always of good cheer, and he knows how to walk and he knows how to shock and he knows how to suck good beer.
Fine lads, full of cheer. All I see is a decided reluctance to do an honest day's work. One imagined grievance after another.
Imagine grievance, eh? Now listen, you know what we were fighting against? Thing called the bond system. Now that tied us to a pit for a year at a time. So we were at the mercy of guys like him. He could do what he liked.
He cuts our wages to save money, and there's nothing we can do about it.
Well, in 1843, nearly 40,000 of us gathered in a hill near Durham to air our grievances. He wasn't best pleased.
How dare they? How dare they hold an unlawful assembly? The police have been informed.
The owners refused to listen, so we had no option but to walk out just after binding day.
What did the owners do? Well, they locked the pit, and that was the start of a series of strikes which will last for the next 10 years.
It's not me.
The next 10 years.
It is me. Wait for the light. If they decide to go on with this, we will recruit men from Scotland, Wales and Cornwall and send the ponies down the pit again with men who are willing to work. And to house them, we will evict any miner and his family who refuse to work.
They put the soldiers into every colliery, and the colliery managers brought in the candymen, unemployable scum of the earth, gathered from the dockside and the prisons.
Aye, with a feeble-minded half-wit at the head, right, cavorting about, ringing his bell outside the miners' hovels, nae mercy in their eyes, nae mercy, impervious they were, impervious to the cries of the bairns and the women they were hoying out of their houses. Well, what would you do, What would you do?
Go and strike, aye.
What would I do? I had the power myself, way.
I'd hang the 20 candy men, and Johnny who carries the bellow.
Way it was in November, and I never will forget when the policies and the candy men at Oakie Hooses met. Way Johnny the bellman, he was there, a squinting round the boot, and they put 3 men on every door to turn the pitman out. Way what would I do? If I had the power myself, way I'd hang the 20 candy men, and Johnny he carries the bellow.
They went from house and mind the big things on the road, but mind they didn't hoard themselves, carrying a heavy load. One would take the roker out, the poker or the rake, but they carried who would once wide was a great mistake.
Oh, what would I do if I had the power myself? I'd hang the 20 candy men, and Johnny he carries the bellow.
They brought in the blacklegs.
The blacklegs here, scab, scab. It's in the evening after dark when the black-leg miner creeps to walk with his moleskin pants and his naughty short. There goes the black-leg miners.
They attack the pits and down they go to dig the coal that lies below. There's not a woman in this town row will look at the black-leg miner. And Delville is a terrible place for the rough-red clay and the black-leg's face. Around the pit they run a foot race, but to catch the black-leg miner.
Now Devon gan near the Seghill mine, 'cause they're in the pit they formed a line to catch the throat and break the spine of the dirty black-leg miner.
So join the union while you may, don't wait till your dying day, 'cause that may not be far away, you dirty black-leg miner. But the owners, they were too devious, too powerful. We couldn't beat them. We couldn't let our families suffer anymore.
We had to make the best of terms we could with the employers and bring this strike to an end.
I tell you this, when they return to work, we will decide who gets a job and who does not. And let me make it quite clear, they'll be coming back on exactly the same conditions as they had before this ridiculous strike began.
And we did go back to the same conditions. The mines were treacherous as ever. Accidents never very far away.
As me and me marrow were loading the tram, the light it went out and me marrow went wrong. Where ye would have laughed to see the fine game. Old Nick took me marrow and I took the tram. Follow the horses, Johnny me laddie. Follow the horses, canny lad, oh. Follow the horses, Johnny me laddie. Away lad, away me canny lad, oh. So here's to me horses and here's to me tram, 2 horns full of grease, I'll make it again. There lies me marrow, all stretched on the ground. You can tear up his shirt, for his mining's undone. Follow the horses, Johnny me laddie. Follow the horses, canny lad, oh. Follow the horses, Johnny me laddie. Away lad, away me canny lad, oh.
On average, between 900 and 1,200 miners lost their lives each year.
And one of the main causes was bad ventilation. And that meant poisonous air and explosions. Pit disaster followed pit disaster.
Darnley Pit, 1845. 75 men and boys killed.
Hebburn Colliery, August 1845, 84 killed.
Kimna Colliery, 115 miners killed.
Lundhill Colliery, 189 deaths.
Hartley, 204.
Easington, Darlington, Seaham. Colliery owners, they just sidestepped the safety measures laid down by Parliament.
How can we run a profitable business when they try to strangle us with their legislation? Sinking fresh shafts to improve ventilation, it's very expensive. I simply can't afford these inconveniences.
Inconveniences, eh?
What sort of employer sent men into mines that were full of dangerous gases? All it takes is just one spark, and then boom.
Deep underground where the coal seam lies,
Just one spark,
far away from the sun and the sky.
just one spark.
Where the collier lads must sweat for pay to see the families through another day. But the whole damn lot can be blown away with
Just one spark. Empires built on the price of coal. Just one spark. Not a thought for the miner's soul. Just one spark. Healthy profit is the master's aim. If it all goes wrong, they'll take no blame. It's a careless miner with a naked flame. Oh, just one spark.
Deep underground where the
Deep
coal seam
underground where the coal
lies.
seam
Underground where the coal seam lies.
Just one spark.
But life went on for the rest of us. We had simple pleasures and took them where we could. A couple of days away was a luxury.
I like Ward Geordie and Bob Thompson, that's them up there, look. Went away for a couple of days to the seaside. Ended up in the same bed. Well, they always had tall tales. And you know, that's what you did in them days. Sat around the fire and told tales. How long? I'm going to tell you one that they told. They got it from a lad called Erne Parkin. Anyway, our Geordie's pal, he had a job as a potman down the local bar room. And that's like, he got a few coppers for clearing all the drinks from the tables and bringing them back to the bar. But you see, behind the bar he had his own wee glass. And any time anybody left anything in the glass, in it went. So at the end of the evening, he's sitting there supping this. And Ward Geordie comes up to him and says, "Here, what's that?" He says, "Wait, have a taste." Has a taste of it. "Here, that's champion. What do you call it?" "Wait, hasn't got a name," says Bob Thompson. "Has to have a name. All drinks have got names." "Well, I'll tell you what," he says. "I'm going to call it a grasshopper because every time I take a couple of swallies, I jump around the room." So Geordie says, "Aye, all right." Anyway, he's going home that evening. Ward Geordie's going along the pavement, starting along more like, and at the corner of his eye, he sees something in the grass going hoppity, 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 and he goes, "Here, that's a grasshopper." He goes over to the grasshopper and he says, "Here, do you know, my mate Bob Thompson has just named a drink after you." "Eee," says the grasshopper, "fancy that. Wait till I go home and tell me mum there's a drink called Kevin," he says. Anyway, as I was saying, Ward Geordie and Bob Thompson went away to the seaside and they went away to a lodging house and the landlady said, "Well, there's only one bed." So they both said, "Aye, well, that's all right, we'll jump in." Problem was, Ward Geordie always kicked when he was asleep, that it was always just when Bob Thompson was getting to the good part of his dream. Wayward Geordie and Bob Thompson, they both lay in the same bed in a little lodging house down by the shore. But before he'd been an hour asleep, a kick from Geordie's foot made him waken up to roar instead of snore. Keep your feet still, Geordie, and he join in, be happy through the night, 'cause I may not be so happy through the day. So give that wee bit comfort, keep your feet still, Geordie lad, and live and drive me bonny dreams away. Some words are up there, just like the music hall, eh? But so we not be so happy through the day. So give that wee bit comfort, keep your feet still, Geordie lad, and live and drive me bonny dreams away.
Shall I do your verse?
Another verse, Tony, go on, give them one.
I dreamt I was a dancing hell and Mary Clark was there, and I thought you tripped it lightly round the floor. Then I pressed her heave and pressed her mine while waltzing round the room. Well, that's more than I dared ever do before.
Keep your feet still, Geordie, hey, let's be happy through the night. Can it hear?
Oh, you may not be so happy through the day.
So give us that bit comfort, keep your feet still, Geordie lad, and live and drive me bonny dreams away. And live and drive me bonny dreams away. Anyway, you know, we haven't time to tell you all the story, but in time, over time, things actually did get better. Government brought in things like the Coal Mines Regulations Act, and the bond system went.
Ventilation improved and mines were inspected.
Aye, well.
They made it illegal to employ women and boys under 10 in any coal mine.
12-year-old boys had to be put to work in thin seams only, and for no more than 6 hours a day, and no more than 6 days a week.
And even the pit ponies, they had to be brought up to the surface at least 1 day in 20. So, you know, our struggles achieved something, give us something to celebrate, and you can be sure we did just that.
In the bar room, that's where we'll congregate to drill the holes and fill the coals and shovel back the slate. And for to do a job of work, I am never late, that provided that we do it in the bar room.
I'm a celebrated working man, from work I never shirk. I can hear more calls than any man, from Glasgow down to York. And if you'd like to see my style, call around on me when I've had several beers in the bar room. In the bar room, that's where we'll congregate to drill the holes and fill the coals and shovel back the slate. And for to do a job of work, I am never late, that's provided that we do it in the bar room. In the bar room, that's where we congregate to drill the holes and fill the coals and shovel back the slate. And for to do a job of work, I am never late, that's provided that we do it in the bar room. That's provided that we do it in the bar room.
Up the raw, lass every day. Shot no colour, my bonny henny, thou bangs in mother, me canny band. Black as a crown, oh my bonny henny, thou bangs in mother, now my canny band. Those are clack-handed, my bonny henny, those double-jap-handed, my canny band.